Hey, when you were growing up, when you did something awesome, did you kind of brag about it? I mean, it's part of growing up, right? It's part of how we learn what to say and what not to say. And I remember, like, if you had a really great game playing baseball, and it'd be like, yeah, I hit a home run. Yeah, yeah, I went 2 for 3 and knocked in 3 runs. Yeah, and I did this and I did that, right? And we kind of talk about ourselves a lot. I work with teenagers for 40 years. I've worked with teenagers, and I watch it happen often because they're trying to feel their way through things. But as we mature, we start to put away some of that bragging, that pride that we have about what we've done, and we need to tell others about it and to make ourselves look good or feel good and let others know how awesome we are, right? And Jesus talks about that a little bit in the Bible. And he says, hey, when you're praying, don't be like the hypocrites and stand up on the street corner and pray loud prayers and say a lot of words and babble incessantly and keep praying and praying so others will be like, oh man, that dude can really pray. Listen to his words. He says big words, right? And Jesus says, don't do that. Pray in private to God. God knows what you mean. God gets it when you say things to him. You don't have to try to impress others with your awesome prayers. And he says this, don't be like the hypocrites when you help others, when you help the poor, when you help the needy. Don't go around saying, I gave all this money to help the mission down the street. I gave all this food to the food pantry. I gave help to the addicts and the homeless. And yeah, man, it was so awesome. And yeah, you should have seen there. You should have been there. I was awesome. And Jesus says, don't do that, man, because all you're going to do is that's going to be your reward. You're not going to get any rewards from God when you start to brag about everything that you've done. Do it in secret. Do it and just let it be. Do it because you love God, not because you're trying to get strokes and get good feelings from other people and have other people go like, wow, he's the most godly guy around, isn't he? You see, that's kind of being hypocritical. And Jesus says, don't be like that. Let your word be your word. Let what you do be what you do. Not because you're going to gain status and fame from it, but because you love God and you want to do what he wants you to do. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.